Dust off those Manolos and grab a Cosmopolitan. Sex and the City is getting the reboot at HBO Max. The new chapter is titled And Just Like That and will star Sarah Jessica Parker, Cynthia Nixon, and Kristin Davis. Kim Cattrall, who played Samantha Jones in the original series and the movies that were created afterward, is not returning. Parker, Nixon, and Davis will also executively produce, along with Michael Patrick King. Now, what made this show so brilliant? What do we need to see in the reboot? Keep watching, since this is the perfect time for you to remember what made this show so popular. The story. The revival will follow Carrie Bradshaw, Parker, Charlotte York, Davis, and Miranda Hobbes, Nixon, as they live their lives in their 50s. The series will consist of 10 half-hour episodes and is set to begin production in New York City in late spring. Parker, Davis, and Nixon have all shared the great news on Instagram with a short teaser. In the video, you can see footage of New York City and a computer screen on which the phrases "and just like that" and "the story continues" are typed with Parker's signature voiceover. Parker's post is captioned, "I couldn't help but wonder, where are they now? I grew up with these characters and I can't wait to see how their story has evolved in this new chapter. With the honesty, poignancy, humor, and the beloved city that has always defined them." Sex and the City was created by Darren Star, based on Candace Bushnell's 1997 book of the same name. The original series premiered on HBO in 1998 and ran for 6 seasons until 2004. The show was made into 2 films, Sex and the City in 2008 and Sex and the City 2 in 2010. A prequel series starring Anna Sophia Robb, The Carrie Diaries, also premiered on the CW in 2013. Now, what do we need to see in the reboot? Get ready for some emotional flashbacks.
Excuse me, Mr. Petrovsky.
Yes?
I don't mean to bother you, but I just have to say thank you.
Samantha. The Sex and the City revival won't feature Kim Cattrall's Samantha Jones. And we can't deal with this fact. Fans all over the world stated that the 4 gals made the show popular and accurate, since the 4 of them had different characters for every girl to rely on. But why won't Kim appear in the revival? Well, there are plenty of reasons. After years of rumors, the girl group led by Carrie Bradshaw, Sarah Jessica Parker, is coming back in the sequel titled And Just Like That. But as we said, they'll be missing Sam, which is reasonably frustrating for many. Rumors of a disagreement between Kim and Parker were spread in 2017 when Cattrall said the cast were never friends and that Parker could have been nicer after Cattrall turned down another movie. Cattrall also later criticized Parker for reaching out when her brother Christopher Cattrall died, writing on Instagram, "I don't need your love or support at this tragic time, Sarah Jessica Parker." And in 2018, Kim said that she did not want to appear in another movie for completely different reasons. Back then, she learned of a storyline involving her character receiving nude images from Miranda's teenage son. She later said that she had gone past the finish line of representing Samantha due to her love of the series. Whatever the reason is, we will deeply miss Sam in the reboot. And we all know that a huge part of the sex will be missing out. What do you guys think? Is the reboot worth making without Kim Cattrall? Let us know.
Samantha? Would you mind keeping it down? I'm trying to get some sleep.
Gay community representation. Sex and the City portrayed the gay community in different ways, and no one can be certain if they were good or bad with this topic. We all remember when Samantha has a short flirtation with a lesbian and Carrie with a bisexual man, which she was mostly shocked and somehow embarrassed by, as she stated saucy comments about bisexuality. It's a layover on the way to Gay Town. Now, what fans hope for is a better portrayal of the gay community in the reboot. However, the 2 biggest gay roles were Carrie and Charlotte's best friends, Stanford and Anthony. And according to fans, they were the ideal description of gay people. We need them back. Since the pair who hated each other in the show got married in the movie, so yeah, it would be great to see the couple again. Mr. Big. The moment Carrie rushes over to the penthouse to find Big there, holding her shoes, she runs to his arms as she can no longer deny her still very strong love for him. Carrie says it wasn't logic, it was love, and the two got married at New York City Hall. But Carrie spent 10 freaking years on that man. She did many things which we never approved of, just to be with the famous Mr. Big. Carrie always felt like she needed to change Big into becoming a man that would want her. We never felt a strong urge to be Charlotte, beating him with a bouquet, but Big was simply Big. No matter how bad he was, we still want him to appear in the reboot. We want to see how he and Carrie will deal with their relationship, and we can't wait to see if he learned how to appreciate her. Fashion. Sex and the City started many trends, and one of the biggest style icons on the show and in pop culture at the time was Carrie Bradshaw, played by Sarah Jessica Parker, who got to keep a lot of shoes from the show. During the show, fans saw Carrie in a mixture of unbelievable and sometimes strange outfits. One staple was her ballerina-inspired two-lace skirt from the opening credits that was so popular back then that every girl wanted to at least try this outfit. We can't wait to see how Carrie would treat fashion in the reboot. And when it comes to Charlotte York, played by Kristin Davis, she was one of the more formal and private characters on Sex and the City. She hardly experimented with fashion, but we can all agree that she looked great. Miranda Hobbes, played by Cynthia Nixon, said no to the traditional wedding dress during season 6 of Sex and the City in 2003. Instead of a standard white gown, Miranda wed Steve in a burgundy velvet suit and gold sling-back heels. The original Sex and the City is referenced as one of the most stylish TV shows of all time, thanks to the show's great designer wardrobe created by costume designer Patricia Field. Fashion played a huge part in the show and was included in central ways during its 6 seasons, such as Bradshaw's Carrie necklace, Manolo Blahnik collection, and the mentioned toulee skirt from the show's opening credit scene.
All right, somebody puked on the deck.
Oh, sorry. Stacy and Holly did too many Jell-O shots.
More black characters. It feels strange that a show as popular as Sex and the City had a lack of black characters. A show set in one of the most diverse cities in the world. The characters that weren't white were rare. During the show, Samantha dates a black record executive, but their relationship is stopped by the man's sister, who's against her brother dating a white woman. In the first film, this issue was rescued by casting Jennifer Hudson as Carrie's assistant, who was without a doubt one of the most loved characters from that movie. We certainly hope to see more black characters being cast in the reboot. Did you guys find this issue annoying? Let us know. Cosmopolitans. We certainly can't imagine the gals being together in a bar and not drinking Cosmopolitans. It's without a doubt Carrie's signature drink, and we can all rely on the famous, "Hi, I'd like a cheeseburger please, large fries, and a Cosmopolitan." At the end of the first movie adaptation, Charlotte questions as to why they ever stopped drinking them, to which Carrie answers, "Because everyone else started." Great topics. Everyone wants to be a Carrie until they grow up and realize they're a Miranda. Sex and the City started with 4 women in their 30s, 1 in their 40s, and except Charlotte, we couldn't find one character being interested in marriage, especially Samantha. They all lived their lives according to their jobs, and they were all different. What we learned from the show is that you don't have to rush to get married. It also spoke about the issues regarding the perfect man. No matter how good he is, if you don't love him, it's worthless. Sex and the City was the first show that taught girls all over the world that woman doesn't need to get married to be happy. Love comes in different forms, and that's what Sex and the City was famous for. It could be a career that you love, your friends, your family, and as Charlotte said to her best friends, maybe we can be each other's soulmates. We hope the show will continue the way of sending this kind of message in the reboot. The friendship. Even without Sam, we hope to see more of the friendship and what's left of it in the reboot. Carrie Bradshaw, the lead role of the show, is without a doubt the center of Sex and the City. After having inspired thousands of fans across the world for 20 years with her individual and different style, But making friends, better still, making girlfriends and keeping them is one of life's most underrated skills. Before Sex and the City, we had never seen a group of friends as diverse as Carrie Bradshaw's. But despite their differences, they managed to stay together. Carrie, a sex columnist, Charlotte York, a simple gallery owner in search of the real one, Miranda Hobbes, an individually determined and skeptical lawyer, and Samantha Jones, a person who simply doesn't give a damn. In Sex and the City, friendship is what counts. Who needs the one when you have your friends? On a related note, what do you guys want to see in the Sex and the City reboot? Let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe to our channel so you never miss any of them. As always, thanks for watching.